Alright guys, I'm leaving this corner market, which is kind of the jumping off point to get on Route 5, historic Route 5. We'll see how it looks today. My plan is to go to the Jamestown Ferry, and for some reason I routinely miss the turn. It's not really marked like go this way for the ferry, and I've missed it a few times. I mistakenly got on it one time recently. I used to hit that thing kind of frequently as a kid, I think. Anyhow, this ride is good for the city dwellers. I'll be honest, it's all right for me. To me, it's like the back roads where I ride near my house anyway. In fact, the back roads near my house are a little less traffic. But it's nice, and if I can get on the ferry, that's a change of pace. Hey guys, you want to see what the Jamestown Ferry is like? I'm just into James City County. I just left the Chickahominy Riverfront Park. Maybe I'll show you some of the drone footage I took. You want to see that before we kick off the Jamestown Ferry? It's on the way. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that. And I'm going to ride and see if I can catch the ferry this time. I've missed the right turn a couple of times. Shame on me. And hopefully this time I'll get it right. And a ferry, if my research is correctamundo, little Fonzie reference for those of you who don't know. If I'm correctamundo, the ferry says they run 24 hours a day, but the schedule differs, summer, winter. It'd be interesting to ride that thing at night one time. Come down here in the winter and see what the heck's going on. This is a popular ride called the Nickel and Dime. It's Route 5 and Route 10. I need to do it in reverse. I always go this way. So we're going to ride on down. The Capitol Bike Trail is to our right, if you're wondering what that is. That's where we take people's private property and let people who like to ride bikes have their property. That'll piss off some of you, I know. Imagine if that was your property, how you would feel. That the government took it, paid you some, I don't care what amount. If you don't want to sell it, they're going to take it anyway and let people enjoy their hobby on it rather than you. You bought the land wanting to do what you wanted to do with it, but nope. The bicycle lobby is greater, and their hobby is more important than your right to your private property. All right, we are in Billsburg. And let's see. Now, this is not the right turn I miss. This is just 5 East going this way. And sometimes I've missed it. Sometimes I get singing along with music or not really paying attention. All right. Guess you were coming over, huh? But then there's a right turn off this road that I think I've blown. We'll see. I can't remember how far down it is. For those of you with the Osmo Action 5 camera, I've upgraded. I do like the picture better. I think the picture's better. But one thing I don't understand is I have it set to never turn the screen off when I'm recording. And I keep finding, after 10 minutes, 12 minutes, it cuts off, it dims, it keeps recording. I can't tell it's recording. Any of you have that problem? If you have this exact camera? I didn't have it with the 4. And I actually didn't, I returned this camera when I first bought it a year ago because the firmware didn't allow you to keep the screen on. Then, of course, they upgraded the firmware to say you could. But I'm thinking they are dimming the screen frequently so it won't overheat. But usually on a motorcycle, it doesn't overheat because of all the wind it's getting. Now, granted, on this bike it might be different because it's tucked behind this windshield, both of them. But I never had the problem with the 4. All right, let's see what these signs say. I think last time I was here I went straight instead of to the right. So this time I'm going to go to the right. And I'm going to hope I got this right. Virginia Byway, that's a good sign. Now this should intersect, I think, with Jamestown Road or something like that. We are getting constant text messages with the Democrats trying to define fairness as they have 9 seats in Congress and we have 1. That's their definition of leveling the playing field. It's not enough that they control now both Senate seats, the House of Delegates, the Senate, the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general. Nope, it's not enough. They can't abide that we have whatever it is, 7 and 6, or I don't even know what it is anymore. But they want Republicans to have a single district in Virginia, which of course has nothing to do with the makeup of the state, percentage-wise. So they're doing an end run around the process. You just want to live your life and be left alone. And they're always scheming. So we keep getting all these texts and phone calls about making sure we vote no on this constitutional amendment, which I've already voted no. I think we're going to lose. Only in Democrat world is leveling the playing field defined as we already control all of the state houses and the Senate seats for the Congress. We already control those. That's not enough. That's an unlevel playing field. We need to have whatever the number is. The Republicans get one, and the Democrats get everything else. That's their definition of leveling the playing field. And by the way, they didn't campaign on any of that, or the gun laws that they're passing. They didn't campaign on any of that. In fact, they campaigned on, we support the Second Amendment. And idiots believed them and voted for them. Just never understand these people that switch parties with every election. Just... All right, the Jamestown Ferry is to the right. All right. Hopefully we won't have a real long wait. The ferry ride's like a 20-minute ride. And let's see what we got going on here. All right, here's the ferry straight ahead. Let's see if they wave me on here. I've only been on this thing in recent history once. I'm not counting as a kid and all that stuff. All right, last time I was here, there was somebody standing here. Don't see anybody. We're gonna keep on going. All right. Last time I played Tanya Tucker Jamestown Ferry. I won't do that this time. Okay, I'm going to be making a pit stop on this ferry. This is a weekday when I'm out here. The last time I think I was out here on a Friday or a Saturday, so it was pretty busy. All right. Temperature check, time check, 4:49 p.m. I think it said 78 degrees. Oh, there goes the ferry. We just missed out. I'm going to cut this off then. I think we got about a 20-minute wait then, because I have a feeling there's only one ferry. Well, actually, I guess it's going to be about a 40-minute wait. All right, guys, I'm going to shut the, I got the camera running off the engine, and I just shut the engine down. So I'm going to cut this off for a second, all right? And we'll see you when we get back. All right, looks like we've been waiting here. We're back into the action. It looks like they, I guess they have two ferries running today, because that one got back. That one didn't take 20 minutes to get there and then load up and then 20 minutes back. I'll have to look at that clock stamp when we got here, because I really wasn't paying attention to see how long we've been waiting. It feels like we've waited 10 minutes. Well, actually, it feels longer, but I think it's been 10 minutes. And I see a line of cars has lined up since we got here. I got here right as they were leaving, so we're like number 4 in line. And that doesn't have the name Powhatan on it. I think that's Surrey. So I think they got 2 running. I'm a little turned around about where he came from. I would have thought we were going that way. And he came from over here on the left. I wonder if anyone's ever driven off the bridge here at night or done a Dukes of Hazzard. It looks like they're going to let these cars off that are on there, and then I guess it'll be our turn to get on. We did have one car did a multi-point turn. I guess they didn't want to wait in this line and turned around and left. It is a windy day. It's a 23 mile an hour wind gust, and there's been some steady winds in the 20s. I think they have like the grates when you go to get on this thing. They have grates that, you know, your tires want to shake on a little bit. I think the best method is try not to over control it. Just let your arms hang loose, kind of like going through gravel. I think it's kind of let the tire do what it's going to do, and you kind of aim it. You don't try to steer it. This is not my favorite part, I won't lie. One wrong brake or quick turn on a motorcycle is a lot different than in a car. Here's the grate I'm talking about. So we're just going to let that kind of flow. Wish I would have gotten that side. I think we get off last. I could be wrong, but... I was here, I went outside. And this says restricted area. Guess I'm wrong. I guess you can't go out. And last time I thought we could go out. So the next part of the ride is Route 10, and I have to admit, I've done Route 5 a lot, but I usually go to Williamsburg and then either turn around and come back on Route 5, or I take 360 home, or I get on 64 because I just want to get home quicker. I haven't used Route 10 as much. As a young driver, when I was going certain places, I would use Route 10 more often. But as a rider, and I'm a newer motorcyclist, I've only done like Route 10 maybe twice, and I ended up on Route 10 when I was doing some other loop one time, and then when I took this ferry, I guess about a year ago. So I don't know Route 10 as well. I think it's kind of anticlimactic, for me at least. I'm always surprised when I see people commenting about how much they love this ride. I guess if you live in the city and you have nowhere to ride, getting out on Route 5 and Route 10 is like fantastic. I spent a lot of time visiting the homes on Route 5 when I was a kid and a young adult. So I like Route 5, even though we're not taking in the history during the ride. I actually met President John Tyler's, forgive me if he, if you happen to know him or he happens to hear about this. I don't remember which one he was, like number 2, number 3, number 4. He was named, I think, after him, if I recall correctly. But the reason I got to meet him was a professor I knew I was into history, and there was like a memorial, a graveside memorial at his grave, which I think is in Hollywood Cemetery. His home is on Route 5. That's why I brought it up. And she asked me if I would want to go and meet him. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And he looked very much like John Tyler. It was amazing. The profile, the nose, the mouth. Man, he looked like John Tyler and was the nicest guy to us. I think it was like an anniversary of either his birth or his death. I guess it was graveside, maybe it was his death. And we used to have a community college named after John Tyler, and I think they've renamed it. I think that's now Brightpoint. I don't know if it's been privatized. Man, I don't even know if John Tyler was private back then or if that was a state. I don't even think I would know that, but I wonder why it's not John Tyler anymore. All right, we're coming in. I think I'm gonna start the motorcycle up. So the plan is to follow Route 10 west, and then I think that takes me back to I don't know if that's 295 to taking me back to my roads home. It's kind of the plan. I don't know if I'm going to do this ride much more frequently, but it's not far from home, and a lot of people do it. As you saw, or maybe you didn't see, I probably won't share all this footage. It's kind of a boring ride to watch, but there wasn't really a ton of traffic, so that's good. I do have a lot of Virginia rides I want to do, but I need to get an earlier start in the morning. Are we going off first, or are they going? That's what I thought. I think the last time I was on the left side, and I think we got on first, but we were, I think, the last to get off. I could be wrong about that. We'll see. So that side went first. I feel like I got everybody watching you, like you don't want to make some dumb mistake. Like right here. All right. Well, that's the Jamestown Ferry, guys. I'm going to, you can see here how many people are waiting. I'm going to head out on Route 10 west and work my way home. A beautiful day out for a ride here. This is Ramblin' Man. I will see you on the road.